things don't necessarily go according to plan, how are you reacting? How is it affecting you? And how are you rebounding? This is something I've gone through this week actually, and I've been asking myself, and I know many of you are going through exactly the same process. But I'll say, hey, let's have a conversation about that. Let me share with you how I deal with setback and how I rebound and what do I focus on. Are you cool for this conversation? I'm sure you are because you're watching, right? So let's have a conversation about it. Hello, everybody. So I'm 22. I'm the founder of CEO of Renewables in Africa, right? So if you see me for the first time, so what you want to know is what we do. Our job is very simple: is to raise awareness about renewables energy in the African continent, but also across the globe. If you are a project developer, if you are an EPC company, if you are an investor or a supplier, you say, hey, listen, I want to invest into Africa. So I want to expand into this beautiful continent, but I'm a little bit scared. Don't worry. So do reach out to us because I want to help you. How? I want to show you how we can help you to 10x your business, right? Why reducing your business development costs, How am I going to do that? That's a very good question. Excellent question, right? I'm going to show you how we're going to use our awareness packages to give you, three things: boost the visibility, help you from that visibility to get the leads that you want, because we're showing you visibility to the people that matter to you, your target audience, so you can get those leads. And when you have those leads, obviously, we help you, obviously, polish your offer, helping you to make you turn into sales. And when it turns into sales, you're making the money, you're happy. Yeah. So that's simple and easy to do. That's what we would think, but it's not that easy, right? And that's what we want to show you how we can work with you to get it done. And if you're skeptical, that's not a problem, right? So give me a chance to talk to you, and then I can show you what we've done for other people, and you can assess whether or not it works for you, right? That's free. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. In fact, drop me a message, a link, and then I'd be happy to talk to you. So reach out to me on any of our social media platform. It could be on LinkedIn, it could be YouTube, it could be on Facebook, wherever you find it. If you have my email address, write to me. I will be delighted to talk to you. So the reason I wanted to have this slightly, let's say, different session that we do, normally I will come, I will talk about, a topic that's it's of importance for the industry, whether it pertains to the African continent or more globally. I will expose that, do a little bit of research, share that with you. And I know you enjoying it, right? So, and I know that because you giving me your feedback. But today I want to do something slightly different. I want to sort of discuss about something that happened this week, because I also like to share my experience as an entrepreneur as I'm going through those challenges, as I'm struggling, and also as I'm winning at the same time as well. So, what is the perspective that we have, when we're sitting on the driving seat, just like I am right now, driving your life forward, driving your career forward, and also driving the people you care about, your family forward, right? So that's really how I feel. So how do you stay still at the wheel? How do you keep driving, keep the control? So this week has been, I would say, not easy at all, because towards the end of the halfway through, I've had a couple of setbacks that really set me back. you know was always about to take me into the back seat. And I must admit, it was very, very affecting. It was disappointing. And when things like that will happen, you tend to at times lose a little bit of self-confidence. You're thinking, oh, am I really meant for this? Should I keep going, carry on? So, and I'm sure something like that happened to you on a regular basis. The question is, how do you actually deal with that? Yeah. So I can tell you what's more from the professional side. Yeah. So business side. So let's say I have a couple of opportunity that uh we may be losing, because I never really lose hope. That's the thing with me. I'm an eternal optimist. Yeah. So I never really lose hope, but it may be slipping away, at least for now, temporarily. And let's say that in the way I budgeted the year, so took it part of our projection, right? So now you have to go across it, put a zero there. It's painful. It's painful because, as you know, so when you're at the driving seat, we all are the driving seat one way or another, right? But let's say when you're the driving seat and driving your business forward and everything that come with it, so you gotta make things happen one way or another. You gotta make things happen because people that depend on you, they don't care. They want they do. And respectfully, that's what uh, uh, they should be looking for because it depends on what position you are. When you are at the driving seat, yeah, and you know that you have all those responsibility coming on your shoulder, it could be unsettling for some time, right? So yeah, so that is what has happened to me, and yeah, it's really tough. But then comes the question: so how do you deal with it? This thing, because you always have the choice. It's either you stay down, right? But guess what? It's never gonna really improve if you stay at that level. I usually say to people, you're allowed to stay down for a day or two. Yeah, because we're all human, right? So we can't say that we never really get affected by anything. Everything is rosy. That's completely false. So that if somebody say that, that is BS. And I won't be coming here and say to you, oh, it's brilliant, wonderful. I'm rocking it. No, it's very challenging. Very, very challenging. But every day has a challenge, right? Set of challenge. And at times you're thinking, well, really, am I really supposed to go forward or should I just stop? Yeah. But ultimately, like I say, so you got to find the strength to go forward. So how do I do it? That's the question you probably want to be asking yourself. So how do I do it? For me, and again, that's my personal method. It may not be the same for you, but hopefully it gives you at least some indication. I've always thought that whatever is happening externally is also happening internally, right? And externally, it's just the reflection of what is going on internally. And when I have this kind of situations, so I tend to turn towards myself and figure out what inside me, working and that I can fix that can be actually reflected there. Because I personally believe that, life is a whole, right? So it's a whole. I believe in the notion of like having a higher energy, and coincidence happening in a way, yeah. But you need to come and that's what sometimes you hear people still talking about, you have to have that internal peace. You have to be good with yourself, and then things materialize, manifest. So you heard about it. So my personal method, which is again, I'm saying could be different than you, is to go internally, have the reflection, reflect on what has happened, and understand, look for answer what happened, and really identify and look at some symbol of what it could potentially represent in order for me to figure out in my internal life, in my personal life, internally, what is that I believe that I should fix to turn things around. And I've always done things like that. And almost miraculously, when I have like a introverted session, I always manage to turn things around one way or another. It seems to be, I don't ask me, right? So I'm not a guru here to you. I'm just sharing my perspective. That's what I've done as well. No later than this morning. Took the time to reflect on the situation, look at what has happened, listen to a couple of meditation sessions, reflecting, learning, and I believe I have a couple of ideas what it could be. So I'll figure out this coming week whether I was right or wrong. But even if I was wrong, I think I might just explore some other uh, uh, options, not options, ideas that I believe it is and what it could be. But that's actually what I do. So you have the setback. Yes, you accept it that it's a setback. You also be true with yourself. You accept it. You you can feel bad a day or two if you want to. You allow, right? Accept it. Let's say first of all, Leave the moment. I wouldn't say enjoy it, but say, yeah, accept it, take it, and leave that moment. But reflect on yourself and have that internal sessions with yourself, personal session with yourself, introvert session with yourself to figure out what could be the issue internally. And if you find out what that issue is, then you probably want to solve it. And if you solve it, watch how it actually moves things around externally. That is the reason I do. That is the reason. Sorry, that's the way I do. I just get distracted a little bit because there's some people parking beside me. So because I'm doing it, I'm actually going and watch my son. Yeah, so playing football like I do every Sunday. So yeah, so that's what I do. I don't know whether that could be helpful or not for you or not. Yeah, we'll see. And the last bit that I do, after obviously having this this personal session, like I say, so I have a setback, I accept it, I go through it, not a problem. So, but then I have that personal, you know, introvert session where I review things, understand, I figure out what I can fix inside me before looking for change outside me that sometimes I can't control, but what is inside me I can control. Yeah. And the last bit, I also know that whatever you focus on life, that's what you get, and that's what you amplify. And I also have to remember what good has happened because we tend, that's the thing, when good things happen, even small, we happy to have them, but very quickly we forget. But when bad things happen, we tend to extrapolate more than necessary, right? The reality is, for me, the fact that I'm just sitting here, speaking to you, engaging with you is a good thing, it's a great thing. That's the life that I've chosen, a few years ago, and I'm still able to do it, or at least up to this moment. So I want to be grateful for that. So thank you for that. And you guys listening to me, yeah, it's not yet millions of people hoping to get there, but I'm grateful. I'm happy to do it. It's a privilege, I must admit. A lot of you asking for uh, advice, I feel a bit humble. So, wow, I think people come and ask me for advice. So I must have done one or two things that are good. I think two young people, I think this week, reached out to me to for some advice session, which I've accepted to give them. Yeah, that's a great thing. So I like to also keep that in mind to say, hey, not everything is going bad. Yeah. So you also need to recognize I have a wonderful family, great parents. That's so good. But yeah. So that's what and also even on the business side, I just, for example, remember that this week, starting tomorrow, a great week for us, right? So first of all, I'm having tomorrow, if you haven't signed up yet, you want to do that right now. I'm having this wonderful interview session with Alfonso Faria, right? So who is the CEO of AFF Wind Service. So it's a great guy, wonderful individual. So obviously we're still getting to know each other, but what I've seen for him is very impressive. The way he built the company, that's another guy you want to be watching, right? So he was working in the wind industry, simple, let's say, consultant, engineer, providing services. Then he had this idea, wanted to go on his own, build a business, start on his own, and progressively managed to grow the company. And now still going from project to project. That's great, right? So I'm sure many of you want to be like him. So what can you learn from Afonso, right? Tomorrow we're gonna have this conversation and we're gonna find out about him, find out about his business, how he built it. Yeah. So what's the journey of EFL Wind Service? You want to listen to that? It's tomorrow, right? That I'm doing. So don't miss that out. It's going to be at 1 p.m. BST time. So I mean 12 p.m. GMT. So subscribe. It's on LinkedIn. You can see it on YouTube. It's already there. It's already booked. Be there. Ask question if you have to, and that'd be great. So that was Alfonso. And what do you have as well? I believe is on Wednesday. Am I correct? Wednesday or Thursday? It's a session with GVI. Gold Ventures. Yeah, gold venture investment. Yeah. And we're going to be having these sessions where we're showing SMEs in Africa primarily, but also across the world, how they can tap into some exceptional, grant funding up to 12 million euros that you could get, that you don't have to pay back. Yeah, providing you meet a certain criteria, right? So I'm gonna be focusing on the energy side, but it's actually energy agnostic. And then Kobe, who I have invited, so we having a webinar session for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, so definitely do that, because I'm gonna make sure that the registration links are there. Because a lot of you out there are asking, especially businesses in Africa. What I say, the African continent is great, a lot of opportunity, but you need to think global. I like to see a lot of unicorns as well now coming from Africa. So how can you do that? You can maybe already, while you're developing your business in Africa, maybe start by conquering of the Europe. That's another big market, and also globally. So there's opportunity there. And what we're going to go through with Kobe is to show you how it is possible for you. Because first, it starts with you getting the right kind of information. You want the right piece of information. Once you have this right piece of information inside. So these are two things that will happen this week. And I said, whoa, that's wonderful. So why am I feeling sorry for myself? Not everybody's in the position to bring this kind of opportunity for people. And this is for you listening to grab this and make something out of it. Trust me, that's the way things work, right? You gotta do a little bit of work. So I'm gonna leave it there. So I'm gonna put the link of those two events down below, so that you could see. You could subscribe to the webinar, definitely. And you can sign up as well. Same thing for the interview with Alfonso. And I'm hoping that you'll be turning up. And I want you to like it, to attend it. The guy attend. That's what I say. I know there's most likely going to be some recordings, but hey, attend live. Yeah, ask questions. Yeah, and get the information you want and make something out of it. This is how you're going to make things happen for you. If you don't do that, you're going to stay at the bottom. You're going to say, hey, things, but yeah. And when problems arise, deal with it. I usually say to people, and I believe it's true for me as well. Like, first of all, need to apply for myself. Problem are opportunity for you to up your game, to acquire some skills, and to go forward. That is the way I say things. So I wanted to share this, come back with this session to say, hey guys, this what has happened to me this week. This how I've dealt with it, and this how I'm projecting myself. How do I do? How do you make? How do you still stay on the driving seat as I am now? To drive your life forward. That is what we're talking about. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this session. Hopefully, I'll see you, lots of you, tomorrow with Alfonso. So, Alfonso, hey, hope you don't mind me saying that. Kobe as well. Hope you don't mind me plugging that in. Meet me tomorrow with Alfonso, at 1 p.m. BST time, and meet me as well with Kobe on the 22nd of May, and we're gonna be there, which is on Wednesday. Remember, there's no Thursday. Wednesday, 22nd of May, and I think it's 1 p.m. as well. So BST time. Both these events are down there. Sign up, and share with people. If anything, to reach out to me. Like I say, whatever happened, as long as you're breathing, as long as you're healthy, hey, listen what? You're still at the driving seat. Take care, guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.